Contrary to the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Commissioner Lieutenant General Ndledla Mkhwanazi's assertion that dockets from the Political Killings Task Team had been left gathering dust in Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection Shadrack Sibiya's office, an internal police report reveals that the cases were in fact being investigated, albeit with serious shortcomings. According to Sunday World, the report compiled by Major General Mary Motsepe for Sibiya, which shows that although the dockets were actively processed, delays, administrative inefficiencies, and investigative gaps have left victims' families disillusioned and justice out of reach. On January 3, the National Commissioner's Office disbanded the task team dedicated to probing politically motivated killings, citing inefficiency and a lack of tangible progress. Sibiya communicated the decision in an email instructing the unit to compile a closeout report by the end of the month. The disbandment closed a chapter on a unit that had been marred by administrative obstacles and unresolved cases. During a meeting on March 28 at the Crime Intelligence Head Office, senior police officials, including Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo and Lieutenant General Hilda Sentumile, oversaw the transfer of 118 dockets to the Divisional Commissioner of Detective and Forensic Services. Motsepe's report indicates that these dockets included cases under investigation, matters awaiting court decisions, and inquest cases. While the report disputes claims that the dockets were abandoned, it highlights glaring investigative failures. In several cases, suspects identified in lineups were never charged. In others, public prosecutors' instructions were ignored. Forensic reports remained outstanding, and ballistic analyses were delayed. In one example, a murder investigation in Mthatha, Eastern Cape, initially handled by the Serious and Violent Crimes Unit, stalled after being transferred to the task team. Motsepe's inspection revealed no work had been done on the case since January 2024, leaving the victim's family in despair. The report also notes that 3 additional Eastern Cape dockets handed over on April 23 faced similar obstacles, delays, incomplete forensic analysis, and insufficient evidence preventing enrollment in court. The internal dynamics of the police hierarchy have further complicated matters. A strained relationship between Khumalo and Sibiya has cast a shadow over the handling of the cases. Sibiya requested a detailed progress report from Khumalo on the transferred dockets. In his response, Khumalo admitted that the task team had failed to make substantial headway, acknowledging that while a motive had been identified and substantiated in some cases, meaningful progress was lacking. The disbandment of the task team has sparked anger and frustration among victims' families, many of whom accuse police of withholding updates and failing to pursue justice. One family member told the publication that we need answers, accountability, and justice. Anything less is unacceptable. Complaints have since been lodged with the police ministry, reflecting a growing mistrust in the criminal justice system's ability to resolve politically motivated killings. Among the 118 dockets transferred, a significant portion remains unresolved, underscoring the scale of the challenge facing the police service. While Mkhwanazi's claim of gathering dust has been disputed, the reality is that progress remains painfully slow. The National Commissioner's Office under General Fanny Masemola now faces renewed pressure to ensure that the cases are not forgotten and that the families of victims finally see justice. Motsepe's report concluded that the fight for justice is far from over. Police spokesperson Brigadier Glenda Mathe declined to comment on the findings, saying only a commission of inquiry has been established to investigate all allegations made. After the explosive allegations of the KwaZulu-Natal top cop Lieutenant General Ndledla Mkhwanazi, the embattled top cop Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya turned to the courts in an urgent bid to return to work, charging that his orders regarding the disbandment of the police's political killings task team and what happened to its dockets came from National Police Commissioner General Fanny Masemola. Sibiya was implicated where Mkhwanazi made explosive allegations around criminals having captured the country's criminal justice system, including Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who was also implicated, have both been made to step aside in the interim. Sibiya launched an urgent application in the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria for an order overturning what he says was a direction from Masemula to stay at home. Pending an investigation, he also wants the order to interdict Masemula from instituting parallel proceedings and action against him pending the conclusion of a commission. In an affidavit, Sibiya said the National Commissioner is aware that the instructions regarding the political killings task team did not emanate from me. The instructions regarding the task team were issued to the National Commissioner by the erstwhile Minister of Police. He in turn conveyed the instruction to me in January 2025. Mkhwanazi charged that the task team had been disbanded after a group of KwaZulu-Natal officers were sent to Gauteng to assist in investigations into the April 2024 assassination of Val engineer Armand Swart and linked the weapons used in the murder to a string of the high-profile crimes. However, Sibiya denied all the allegations. He put up a letter he said Mchunu wrote to Masemula on 31 December, saying my observation in this regard is that further existence of this team is no longer required, nor is it adding any value to policing in South Africa. I further direct that political killings task team be disbanded immediately. The minister further requested a preliminary report. Sibiya said he received an email from the National Commissioner's office 3 days later to communicate the deactivation to the team and submit a close-up report. Sibiya said he was not in attendance when the dockets were ultimately handed over and that there were subsequent attempts to transfer the dockets to the KwaZulu-Natal murder and robbery units, but that Mkhwanazi refused. Masemula's office then tasked Sibiya's team taking on the cases. He said, however, that they had not been given any funding and insisted it was reasonable to expect them to wrap up that many cases in 3 months. He said, I was not involved in any of the decisions that have impacted my department's inability to do the work which I am accused of hindering.
A gentleman sent me a message. Mr. Brown sent me a WhatsApp message. And he said on the message, I can show you the message because I have it with me. It's a WhatsApp that came to me. I didn't ask for it. Maybe let me read it to you. Perhaps it might make life much easier for you. His name is Brown Mohosi, and I'm going to take it right there. The first message came on the 30th of September 2024, and it was sent at in the afternoon at 16:14 in the afternoon, and it reads as follows: My General, Brown Mohosi from Northwest. That's a first intro. I don't know the person. I don't have his number on my phone. Nothing.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.